What's good, B-Sounds? Chaboy, Kick and Raid. We are continuing the cut, working on that postman's physique. All right, I'm now 8 days into the carnivore diet. I wanted to share my experiences, my results. Full disclosure, it's my first time ever doing carnivore. I have about 10 years on and off keto, and carnivore is basically just keto to the next level. So instead of being a very low carb diet, it's about as no carbs as you can get and still eat. So what can you eat? Meat, fish, meat, eggs, meat, salt, eggs, meat. There are less hardcore versions of carnivore where people eat varying degrees of dairy. Butter and hard cheese, I can totally see, but people drinking milk and eating yogurt, I mean, that stuff doesn't work on keto, so I'm not sure why it would work on carnivore. I've even read about people eating fruit, and at that point, you're just eating a lot of meat, which is fine, but get out of our cool kids carnivore club, huh? I ate eggs, fish, meat, salt, water. No spices. I did drink black coffee because I ain't about that life. And scientifically, I want to make sure that what I have to tell you is related to carnivore and not related to my crippling caffeine addiction. I just need a little something to get me through, you dig? So why would you do carnivore? Well, firstly, protein is incredibly satiating, so you can cut your calories aggressively and not be hungry all the time. Protein also has the highest thermic effect of the macronutrients, which means it requires more energy to break down. So carbs and fats take between 5 and 15% of the calories you're taking in to digest. Protein takes between 20 and 35%, so you're burning more calories digesting the protein than you would if you were digesting carbs or fats. Supposedly, carnivore levels your mood. It's supposed to help with immune disorders, increase testosterone, reduce inflammation. It is very simple, so it takes a lot of confusion out of the dieting. For me, I had 2 rules and they were good ones. Hit your protein, hit your calories. It's also supposed to work very fast. We'll get to that in a minute. I think it absolutely makes sense. The amount of people online saying carnivore cured my X, carnivore cured my Y. It is, after all, the ultimate elimination diet. If anything you're eating is causing you any kind of trouble, if you cut out everything, you're likely to sort it out. Unless it's that terrifying Lone Star tick they have in Texas. You know, the one, it bites you and then you can't eat steak anymore. That scares the wibbles out of me. I also have vegan friends who swear by the vegan diet because it cured their X or their Y. It's the same thing, so choose your adventure, I guess. So how's it been? Pretty easy, to be honest. Having already been on keto to begin with, I didn't experience any nasty adaptation side effects of going low carb. I did weirdly see a spike in my weight when I started, but weight loss isn't linear ever. I think it's just to be expected. Now, it could be that the excess protein was broken down by my liver and kidneys into glucose, which kicked me out of ketosis, and the way I was doing carnivore was not keto carnivore. It could be that. It could be that the water weight that I lost on keto came back. I don't think it matters. I have been losing weight and I haven't been struggling. What more do you want from a diet? I experienced pretty level moods, plenty of energy. Day 4 I felt a bit low, but I'm a bit of a roller coaster generally, so I can't tell you it wasn't just that. What I can tell you is that my sleep improved dramatically over keto, which blew my mind. Night 2, maybe, worst night's sleep ever, and I am a champion sleeper, gold medalist. But night 3, I slept like a baby. Every night since then, primo sleeps. 5 stars, would recommend, would sleep again. I did have some pretty interesting toilet times. Day 3, I had wind, which I don't really experience on keto, and then I had an absolute geyser of a poo. I could have shit through a sieve. It was like a shotgun. It was disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to give you realistic expectations here. I've also heard that some people struggle to reach their full potential on carnivore, if you get my drift. That their flag couldn't get past half-mast. The old cock clock couldn't go from 6 to 12. They were left unvisited by the angry Cyclops. They couldn't load the yogurt cannon. You get me? You know what I'm saying? Well, I experienced no such troubles. That's all I can tell you. I want to interject here. I've been back on carbs about a week and I've noticed that I am a lot more mellow. My girlfriend noticed that I was pretty uptight on 0 carb. I didn't feel it. I thought it was being perfectly reasonable, but thinking back, I know that I was bothered by some stuff that I couldn't actually give a toss about with my regular head on. So I feel less stressed out now, even though I didn't know I was uptight and stressed out then. So keep that in mind. One thing I would say is buy good meat. There's a temptation when you see the volume of meat you're going to eat to buy cheaper, but don't do it. You'll probably be saving a bundle on veg, bread, grains, cheese, snacks, all that. It is worth getting better meat. You absolutely will taste the difference between wild grass-fed steak and steak. I could even tell the difference between the second and third cheapest steak. Day 6, I ran out of chicken and I had some like cooked from frozen chicken breasts that I bought before quarantine in preparation for shit hitting the fan, and honestly they were disgusting. Worse than the worst Spoons grilled chicken I have ever had. Unpleasant. And it's not that they were frozen. I often buy chicken in bulk and then freeze a bunch and they come out fine. It's that these were not good. Actively bad. Evil chickens. Smokers probably. Anyway, you will tell the difference, so just buy the good stuff or at least buy the slightly better stuff. So before going into this, I got a lot of, oh my God, how are you ever gonna poo eating all that protein? And that's because the cereal industry have us all persuaded that you need fiber to poo. That's a load of crap. I saw a study where they took people with toilet troubles. They left one group's diet exactly as they were as a control. They put a group on high fiber, they put a group on low fiber, and they put a group on no fiber. Well, the high fiber group got worse, the low fiber group got better, and the no fiber group stopped having any symptoms at all. And by the end of the study, every single person in the no fiber group had one bowel movement a day, and not a dramatic one. I also heard a lot about, what about your vitamins? What about your minerals? What about scurvy? Well, it's a complex tale, but an interesting one. Did you know that glucose and vitamin C are very similar in makeup? They actually compete for glucose transporters in the body, so the less glucose you take in, the less competition those transporters have. So in the absence of carbs, you need less vitamin C because you're more efficient at using it. And did you know that insoluble fiber can bind to magnesium? So again, the less fiber, the more efficient you are at using magnesium you get, because you get to use it. It's not bound to insoluble fiber and then flush straight through. Even if you're getting less overall on your diet, you're better at using it. There's a terrific video on the What I've Learned channel that has a bunch of these examples, and I shall link it below. But suffice to say, I am absolutely not worried. If I was to do this long term, I'd make sure that I got more organ meats. And maybe if I started getting cramps or whatever, then I'd consider a multivitamin. But personally, from my very short test and very limited research, I think it's fine. Well, that brings us nicely to results time. Here is me on day 1 at 195.3 pounds. And here is me at day 8 at 192.6 pounds. So that's what, 2.7 pounds down? It may not be the ridiculous drop I saw last week, but again, I was already fat adapted. So if I'm still not holding water, then I didn't get the big drop in water weight that you get when you start a ketogenic diet. But also my weight went up for a few days at the start of the week, so that could be the water weight coming back, and I did lose a ton and it's just sort of hidden by that water weight buffer of the water weight coming back on. Either way, it was a successful and enjoyable diet. I've got to say, overall, I enjoyed this much more than I expected to. I love how simple it is. 2 metrics to stay on top of, low hunger signaling, steady mood. My last workout of the week, I actually felt great. It was a Friday challenge, probably out now. And I blitzed through it. The second fastest was 5-10 minutes behind me. I'm usually a little faster than the group, but I felt like Roadrunner. I was looking at people starting their second set when I was finishing the third, and I was like, oh God, are they ahead of me? They were not. Could it be that I'm just several kilograms lighter than I was 2 weeks ago? Yes. Could it be keto power? Yes. Who knows? So what's the plan from here? Well, I've been on 2,000 calories for the past 2 weeks. I'm gonna go back to maintenance for a week. No carb restriction, just hit my protein, hit my calories, be sensible, enjoy life, and then I'll decide if I'm going to do something wild like the egg diet or just cut my calories down and coast to shreddy town. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. As always, hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss out on Beast Basics, free workouts, all this diet crap. Do us a like, hit me up in the comments if you've got anything to say about all this, and as always, my friends, get them gains, be well. I think that'll do.